Hey everybody, welcome back to SVR 11 Universe. I'm Jitch, Tucson, Arizona. SmackDown Legacy finally teaming up. That's all you need to know.
Approaching the ring at a combined weight of 454 pounds, the team of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase.
Yep, that's what he said. The team of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, the Legacy. Some reason they don't get introduced as that. You can't actually... Oh, sorry for hitting the mic so hard. I'm just kind of clearing some space for me. You can't actually set assigned call names in this game. That's how far back we're going with this one. So I can't actually, like, make it call them the Legacy. I've been looking forward to this match for some time now. I don't know who he's got up his sleeve. I didn't honestly know who that was for a minute there in red. Oh god, what's it going to be? Okay. Not what I was expecting in the slightest. But okay. Surprised Benjamin wasn't wearing his red gear. Not like I could have assigned it because I didn't realize this was gonna happen. So the Legacy are gonna face off against Finlay and Shelton Benjamin. I want to clarify, as much as this match makes no sense, one thing to take away, one thing to remember, is that Finlay and Vladimir Kozlov are still a team. They don't actually have a team name yet. I haven't quite seen one that's like jumped out at me yet that you guys have recommended. Sorry to be so picky. I don't dislike the idea of people giving me names. Obviously, I love it. That's why I encourage it. But I kind of want to like wait it out, see when a good one comes up. I mean, obviously, we got to be careful because you never know when a team's going to do what Morrison and R-Truth did and just not exist for longer than a few seconds. So you never know. I was gonna say, Ted, please stop. So, it's been a little while since we've been here in Universe Land. But, we've just recently introduced ECW, as some of you may know. I don't know why only some of you. You should all know it's on the channel that you're watching this on, unless you're a new subscriber, in which case, welcome. Make sure to click that button. It's very nice when you do. Sorry about the sizzling. We've got candle oils. They do that sometimes. I lit them up to make it smell nice in here, and they seem to be in a bit of a sizzle mode at the moment. There we go. Get Ted out of there. I look forward to limited reversals. I know I've got like 4 games until then, but the thing is, I know that eventually they get a little less with it. Like they just kind of like, they give you a good match rather than just like tagging themselves in. I mean, wait, sorry, I got distracted there, I mixed thoughts. Rather than, like, constantly reversing every single move. So, coming up later on this show, there is one match that the game book that is definitely sticking around, as I already confirmed on ECW, whenever the hell that went up at this point, I don't know. It's been a bit of a disjointed upload schedule at the moment, I'm aware. But as was confirmed in that one, there will be a main event between CM Punk and Big Show inside of a steel cage. You can look forward to that. I'm pretty sure that is DiBiase's only mat-based grapple, so I'm going to stop trying to do that move.
Ted DiBiase with the arm. He's got him up.
Ooh, got a little bit of teamwork. Obviously, we're getting really close to Royal Rumble time. We've got 1 week left until we're there.
Are you surprised at all by the bravado on display here by Cody? Not really. Cody has a right to be.
I had a lot of people telling me that the Crossroads is in this game, but I've got to like turn him around for it. I'll try that another time. At the moment, I kind of just want to at least hit a finisher. So don't worry, at some point you will see a Crossroads. Just not this match, evidently.
jumps and knocks his
Or at
opponent
least not
down with
yet.
a drop kick. Cody reacting on instinct there. And there's the elbow.
So, anyway, as we draw closer to the Royal Rumble, so far we've got a world title match semi-confirmed between Orton and either Punk or Big Show. After the screwy outcome of last week's SmackDown, it's really unsure which one it's going to be, but one of them will be the one that challenges Randy Orton next Sunday. Going to be determined inside of a steel cage, that's for sure. Then we've got that might be it from SmackDown. We haven't really like confirmed a tag team title match. I know that obviously Crime Time have pinned the champions, and they're the first one since they won the titles to do so. Hang on, I'm going to check his down grapplers and also the fist drop, because if it is, I'm going to stop doing head-based grapples on the ground, I guess. Maybe they just didn't know what to do for Ted's moves. Oh look, more fist drops. His signature is a fist drop. Except this one's a combination of fist drops. Wow. Keeping it real, Ted. Dream Street. There you go. Oh. The athleticism of Shelton is his ability to stand up and punch. Damn. I really thought I had it there.
And now he's back out on the apron. Ted DiBiase has the headlock.
I say Benjamin should probably make the tag out. He didn't exactly sign up for this match expecting a challenge, I would assume. I'm not really sure why we're even seeing the combination of Finlay and Shelton Benjamin. I feel like we should just call them Universe Book This, Not Me. That should be their team name.
Finlay controlling the arm. Oh, that did it. And he hits the drop kick. What impact. Finlay eats a hard shot. That'll do some damage.
Yeah, we don't have an Intercontinental title match quite set up yet. We don't have a tag team title match, and we don't have a women's title match. The only title that's actually had any main focus going into the Royal Rumble on SmackDown has been the World Heavyweight title, which, I mean, you know, I'm grateful for. At least that one's getting it. I just wish that the other titles would get some focus as well. There you go, Crossroads. Just because Cody should doesn't mean Cody does. But he does. He does have it. Yes, you are correct. So there you go. First match of the night. Down and out. Pretty much a nice, easy win for the Legacy, as it should be. They've got a very bright future. Plenty of tag team matches to come their way in the future, I'd imagine. I do think it's about time they made their tag team debut, though. They've been around since the beginning of the series. And although we've seen them in the corner of each other, we've never actually seen them team until now. So it's about time the Legacy got a tag team match, and a win at that. A lot of hype should probably lead to a win. But realistically, I guess the only reason that Finlay and Shelton Benjamin would have worked together is just strictly because they were the first opponents for the Legacy. That's all that was. It's just randomly assigned opponents. Alright, we are back on SmackDown. And, I'll let him get introduced first before I go into this.
Approaching the ring from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 230 pounds, JTG.
Well, last week, Crime Time got a non-title victory over the WWE Tag Team Champions Chris Jericho and The Miz. Because of this, there has been a slight turn of events, and JTG has now been given a non-title opportunity against The Miz. We could be seeing, just like over on Raw with Sheamus, someone pursuing 2 championships in one. Now, the reason it was JTG chosen and not Shad is simply because in the Intercontinental Championship rankings, JTG is rank 10. He is right at the bottom of the top 10, but he is in the top 10, whereas Shad is not. So, JTG's been given this opportunity because, quite simply, he does hold a current victory over The Miz. So we'll see how this one goes.
And his opponent, the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz.
Now, admittedly, the number one contender for the Intercontinental title right now in terms of the ranking system, not in terms of who is officially announced as his contender, is Cody Rhodes. He is the number one. His victory over Finlay and Benjamin alongside DiBiase only kind of solidified his rank as number one. He's still the top guy for the Intercontinental Championship hunt. But basically, yeah, they are the top. He is the top guy. And, realistic. Oh. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, Cody Rhodes could realistically be the one to challenge Miz should JTG fail to win this non-title match, but I'd like to say that if JTG wins this match, you are looking at the new contender for the Intercontinental Championship before your very eyes, as well as the current contender for the WWE Tag Team title, because that would be 2 victories in a row. I mean, you can't really dispute that he deserves it if he can beat Miz twice. But Shad is not currently around. Chris Jericho is at ringside, and there's been a little bit of blame going on between Jeremiz, as some people have dubbed them, that perhaps this team's not all it's cracked up to be, since it seems to be The Miz kind of carrying the weight of the team. If you look at the win-loss records of these guys, you'll see that not only has Miz competed in more matches than Jericho, but he's definitely won more. Jericho, I believe, has only ever won, you know, maybe 2 matches, and I think those are both tag team matches, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a lot of people saying that perhaps Miz is kind of carrying Jericho through his career. Whether or not that's going to carry on in this one, or whether Jericho's maybe going to have the Miz's back, I don't know, but, well, he's here.
Oh, there it is. JTG is having some fun now. What's he up to here?
That was so Fortnite it hurt. Yeah, that wasn't. I don't actually. Stop this. There will be no fork knife in this life. Can't wait for R-Truth in like 2K18, 19, whatever. 19, I think it would be. I don't actually know, like, when that happens, if they're even allowed to put it in the game, but, as much as I like R-Truth, that might be a very difficult thing for me to look past. You know, a lot of people don't particularly like The Miz, you know. Outside of this universe, he's never really had the best reputation as a very good guy, but he's been a fighting champion so far, and he's done well for himself. You know, he's the first ever dual champion in the series, holding both the tag team and the Intercontinental. He owns just under half of the titles available on SmackDown, if you are to count the $1 million title as an available championship. Admittedly, it is not one that is required to be defended every 30 days, as it's property of DiBiase, but it is now recognized after his defense over Tatsu as an official part of SmackDown's championship lineage, so it's very strange. It's like it's a part of SmackDown, but it's property of DiBiase.
The 230-pounder from Cleveland, Ohio, possesses an incredibly aggressive and confident mindset. Rolling out of harm's way. Smart strategy there.
He just keeps on going.
Miz controlling the waist. He's got him hooked.
I gotta say, JTG's done alright. This hasn't been an awfully short-lived match.
You may not like Miz, and quite frankly, I don't. You're not alone. But you've got to
I'd like to know why Shad's not here, and why Jericho is, and, you know, where this is gonna go. Obviously, we know that there's kind of been like a weird tie-in with Vladimir Kozlov as well. He was present for the tag team situation last week. So, who's to say what's really going on?
by JTG.
All I know is JTG is a master technician, evidently. Okay. Nice tornado DDT. Why not? I'm actually kind of surprised at how long JTG has lasted. Kind of expected to beat him with the Miz a long time ago. Oh, okay. I'm not really sure how that worked. I was running at him, but, you know, twisting the arm randomly. I don't even know how he caught the arm.
Those were so important in changing the Miz's mind and making him more aggressive.
Well, your
okay.
with John Cena elevated the status of the Miz, not just amongst the WWE fans.
There you go. Back in control.
Good night. Ouch. Well, there's no doubt that the Miz thinks he's awesome.
And a jaw-jacking.
Come on, Mr. Tag Team Intercontinental Champion. You beat Luke Gallows, you beat Vance Archer, you can beat JTG. Uh-oh.
Do you see who's coming out? I don't...
Well, that might change things out a bit. I did wonder if we'd see any kind of appearance from him. Just danced yourself right into a skull-crushing finale.
One, two, three.
And it looks like Shad was a little bit too late, although he didn't really try to help JTG. Interestingly enough, Jericho and Shad, they didn't seem to have any intentions of helping their partners when it came to a singles championship. Maybe there's a little bit of something going on there. Maybe there's a little bit establishing about the relationships of both Jeremy's and Crime Time. Maybe we're all kind of on some rocky roads. It's hard to say. But what we do know is that The Miz is not going to be defending the Intercontinental Championship against JTG anytime soon. Alright, well, we are just before the main event.
Approaching the ring, weighing in at 291 pounds, Luke Gallows.
Kind of an interesting situation here. I think the SmackDown general manager was kind of backed into a corner when it came to his bias potential for CM Punk. There was a few accusations last week that the reason that the match between Big Show and CM Punk was restarted and then ended in a disqualification was it was kind of bait to make sure that Big Show would lose and CM Punk would be handed the contendership. But because of these allegations, the general manager has perhaps been forced into this. No one knows. Maybe the general manager is unbiased and it was just all a coincidence. But there's a potential that the general manager is in support of Teddy. I'm sorry, in support of Teddy. I meant to say the general manager Teddy Long there. Sorry, Teddy Long is in support of the Straight Edge Society. Perhaps he's kind of got a bit of a favoritism treatment towards them, and this kind of led to this match. Basically, we've had to have a rematch because of the shady way that last week's match ended. We know that both Lex Luger and Luke Gallows were barred from the Contenders match last week. Yeah, we know that both Luke Gallows and Lex Luger were banned from ringside last week. And obviously Big Show ended up defeating CM Punk quite defiantly. And then for no reason whatsoever, as was demanded by the SmackDown general manager Teddy Long, there was a rematch, a restart. And it was after the bell was rung for that restart that CM Punk started, wailing on Big Show, victimizing him, and he didn't seem to be intending to get the pin anytime soon, which kind of led some people to believe that he was trying to bait Lex Luger into coming out, applying the torch rack on him, and kind of suffering for his own personal gain. Take the move from Luger and watch as Big Show gets disqualified and Punk is handed the contendership. But under these accusations that are quite strong, to be fair, We've had to have both a rematch here tonight because technically both CM Punk and Big Show won Contenders matches, and on the off chance that we don't want a triple threat between Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Big Show, we've now seen a rematch tonight. Steel cage, you know, burst to pin, submit, or escape the cage. That's the one that comes out with the win. Obviously, I can imagine Punk trying to weasel his way out of the cage, whilst Big Show I can see more interested in actually earning a victory over Punk for the second time. But to kind of ensure and prove that Teddy Long doesn't have a bias against Big Show, and you know that he favors the Straight Society, we're now seeing this match here, which I think I just wasted about 3 minutes explaining the way up to, in which Luke Gallows gets a huge opportunity because he gets to face off against one of the top 5 contenders for the World Heavyweight Championship in Edge. And obviously the whole point here is if Luke Gallows has already gone through a match against Edge, he's far less likely to want to interfere in a steel cage match against the Big Show right afterwards. So it's kind of to take him out, so to speak, give him an opportunity whilst removing him from potentially interrupting the main event. Because obviously, although the steel cage locks them both in, you never know when someone's going to find a way to break in or sneak someone out or any old kind of funny business. You know, that door can be opened real easy with the right amount of force, and Luke Gallows isn't exactly a small guy. Obviously, if Gallows gets a victory over Edge, that's really big for him. That's moving him up in the world as a solos competitor as well as CM Punk's lackey. So this is, and obviously Lex Luger has been given the night off because there was no implication of any bias against him, so he's just not here, or so they say. But, you know, anytime we get Edge kind of showcasing his talents on SmackDown, I think that's a gift, because you're looking at a future World Heavyweight Champion, no doubt about it. He's got to learn to stand first, but fans really like Luke Gallows, if it wasn't obvious. And the execution DDT, and one nice big spear. Maybe this isn't quite Luke Gallows' night after all. Well, he had an opportunity, and that's what counts. I think I spent most of that match explaining the reason the match was even happening. Well, as I say, Edge is without a doubt a future World Heavyweight, a future Intercontinental Champion. He finds a tag partner, he can be a future tag champion. I think he has what it takes to hold any gold that comes his way on SmackDown. A nice, quick victory for the Rated R Superstar, one of the top 5, I want to say the number 5 ranked World Heavyweight title contender, because I believe Undertaker is 4, like Mysterio is 3, no, Big Show is 3, Cena is 2, and I think Punk is 1, currently. I think that's the situation. But for some reason we're not getting Punk versus Cena, we're getting Punk versus Big Show, because I guess Big Show has achieved more. Anyway, Edge with the victory. Let's move on to that steel cage main event. Okay, main event time on SmackDown. Big opportunity for Punk incoming.
Approaching the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 220 pounds, CM Punk.
And obviously, despite his insurance policy, his backup plan, Luke Gallows getting annihilated by Edge, he does seem to still be confident that he'll win the World Heavyweight Championship Contenders match, that he'll be the one to face Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble. I don't think Randy Orton honestly cares who he faces. Just happy to be the man on top, the World Heavyweight Champion. But, nonetheless, a nice big opportunity for CM Punk, and of course, the Big Show, who is undoubtedly one of the biggest and baddest guys on SmackDown.
Standing at 7 feet tall, weighing 441 pounds, the Big Show.
Big Show technically already earned this opportunity last week. Whether you want to look at it one way or the other, one was a pin victory, straight up earning the opportunity, and the other was a cowardly disqualification victory. I think pretty much everyone would be in the court of the Big Show when it comes to who should be challenging Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight title at the Royal Rumble. He is the rightful contender. He has proven that. And I think it would be almost criminal for him not to be the man that fights Randy Orton. But obviously that's what this steel cage match is to determine. I may be wrong and things may change, but this is it. This is what we've been waiting for, and a big boot is how we're going to start this one. And obviously you can expect no mercy at the hands of Big Show when these steel cage walls are surrounding them. This is going to be an incredibly tough match for CM Punk. And of course, you know, I have a lot of respect for CM Punk. He's one of my all-time favorites. But if there's one thing that we can expect from CM Punk when it comes to this match, he's not going to be able to lift Big Show for the go to sleep. He's not going to be able to hit his finishing move. He's not going to be able to make Big Show tap out with the Anaconda Vice. That's just something I think many people couldn't achieve, is making Big Show tap out. The only chance this guy's got is the same kind of way he took last week of getting Big Show disqualified by having Luger come out to his aid. I think basically the only chance CM Punk has of winning this would be to try and escape the cage.
How do you look at Big Show and not show some type of fear?
Oh, yeah. That face could scare Chrome off a bumper. Ouch!
And that's exactly
This really ain't gonna be an easy match for CM Punk.
Big Show.
And obviously, yep, you add in the inclusion of the fact that he can use the steel cage as a weapon.
I'll tell you,
Punk's pretty much gonna get what he's had coming to him.
I don't know of any other way to beat this giant. Ooh.
Roaring in the face of Punk, probably wasting some time, but I think it's safe to say that Big Show would be very confident that he could win a steel cage one-on-one match with someone like CM Punk.
What he needs is for his opponent to make a mistake. If that happens, he's right back in this thing. Oh!
Gotta try and like outwit Big Show. It's probably about the best chance that he's got. Okay.
Big Show. There may not be anything on this planet more terrifying than when the
I mean, this could be over already. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This may not be a very long main event.
devastating knockout blow.
They don't call that the knockout punch for nothing, after all. Big Show already destroyed Punk last week, and he just made insanely light work of him this week. As I say, they don't call it the knockout punch for nothing. That couldn't have been easier.
A lot of aggression there.
That was just a
Well,
one-sided
just like that, justice has been served, and the Big Show is the #1 contender. It will be the Big Show versus Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble. You can look forward to that big World Heavyweight Championship match. I know maybe that's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm sure a lot of people would prefer a match between Randy Orton and CM Punk. A lot of people support and love CM Punk, but I don't know. I just don't think it's disputable the Big Show hadn't already earned that opportunity, and I'm not surprised that that was such a short-lived match. You put Punk in the steel cage with someone that can absolutely victimize him, and you just expect that guy to get annihilated, and that's what happened. So that's it for SmackDown. Let's quickly check the rankings. So first up, no change in the women, no change in the tag. In the Intercontinental Championship situation, Yoshitatsu has jumped up to rank number 3. As Ted DiBiase has also... I'm sorry, Yoshitatsu jumped up number 2. Ted DiBiase has jumped up number 3. DiBiase going up 2 ranks because of his victory over Finlay and Shelton Benjamin alongside Cody Rhodes. Luke Gallows has plummeted from rank 2 to rank 6 with his quick loss to Edge, which makes a lot of sense, which elevates Shad Gaspard from 6 to 5, and I've noticed that there was actually a bit of an oversight by the SmackDown general manager, giving JTG the opportunity against The Miz and not Shad, who was on the top 10 and was actually higher ranked than JTG, who was ranked 10 and is no longer on the ranks, with Goldust coming in at 10th. Shad was actually ranked 6 and should have been the man that fought The Miz. So that's not good for Crime Time. Things like that, little oversight by the GM, can cause issues and friction between superstars, because in the end, everybody is looking out for themselves. Everybody wants to become a singles champion as well as a tag champion. Everyone wants to win as much gold as they can in their career and preferably hold on to the world title for as long as possible. So I think that could be the beginning of some issues between Crime Time if oversights like that happen more in the future. Some argue that Shad is the better man between him and JTG anyway, so that's really not going to help. Big Show then overtook Cena as the number 2. For some reason, despite losing his match, CM Punk is still ranked number 1 on SmackDown. But Cena's inactivity on SmackDown, as well as Big Show getting such an easy and such a big win, has put him at least at number 2. He is the man that will be facing Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight title, so pay no attention to the fact that it's marked Punk as the number 1 contender. And Ted DiBiase and Finlay are now enemies. The alliance of the Legacy has gotten stronger, and CM Punk and Big Show are now enemies, which I suppose makes a lot of sense. So that's it for that one. In the next episode, that match is absolutely 100% happening. It is about time that we saw the collision between these two. So R-Truth and John Morrison will face off to kick off the next episode of Raw. The final episode before the Royal Rumble, in which I can only imagine both R-Truth and John Morrison will be competing in. So that's kind of the focus going into the Royal Rumble now, is who's going to be competing in it. It's literally just next week. We then got a fatal 4-way between Christian, Kane, Stone Cold, and Justin Gabriel. I'm not sure about that one. I think I'm going to scratch that because I don't understand why that would happen. Also, Christian's currently injured, so that's definitely not happening. I don't even know why that match would happen. Natalya versus Mickie James to determine the number 1 contender for the Women's Championship. I mean, the Divas Championship, sorry. This makes a lot of sense. Obviously, both Natalya and Mickie James have had their issues with Melina, as expressed on Superstars. So it makes sense that one of those two would be the first to challenge them for it. Melina has defeated Natalya, but she's not yet defeated Mickie James. So making an early prediction saying that Mickie James should be the one that's in it. And as for the WWE Championship, Shawn Michaels is going to face Jack Swagger one more time to determine who will be facing Triple H for the WWE title. To this, I say, no, this will not be happening. I think that what we're going to see in the main event of Raw this week, I'm going to announce it now, it is going to be, because DX are facing each other. I have made that official. Shawn Michaels and Triple H are fighting each other. Michaels won that ladder match. He earned the right to face Triple H. We're going through with that. So the main event of Raw is going to be quite a big one, because just before they face each other at the Royal Rumble, we're going to see DX finally team up, and they're going to face off against Jack Swagger and a partner of his choosing. So we'll see what Jack Swagger's got up his sleeve in the main event of Raw. But anyway, thank you all for joining me for this episode of SmackDown, sorry. I'm seeing Raw on the screen, I'm getting them mixed up. See you guys next time. Bye.